Thanks, guys. With a number of the assessments that people are doing at diplomas or advanced diplomas do, we often talk about some of the objectives that HR manage, particularly through the recruitment and selection process. And what I've listed up here are 9 potential objectives that may or may not evolve. Well, more than likely they do, but there could be some others that could be included as objectives. So I'll put these up as some suggestions and also some guidance in relation to handling these sorts of questions. And one in terms of one of the objectives could be make sure that you consult with the relevant manager who's looking to recruit this person to ensure that they have a good look and a review of the current position description. And in a later session I'll go over how we put together a good position description. So make sure the relevant manager sees this position description, ensuring that it is current and is relevant to the type of work that the manager is looking to do. And also, in addition to that, show the manager the draft copy of the ad that will be potentially posted internally and externally, as we talked about in a previous session. So the key word here is in consultation. Consultation with the relevant stakeholders in these issues is critical for a successful HR process. The next suggestion I've got here is get agreement in relation to the position description and the ad. Once that's reached, then you can post the ad within 24 hours. You might have a different one where you post the ad within 5 hours or 3 days, whatever it is. It's just as long as there's a time frame attached there. Number 3, allow, in general, around 7 days, once the ad has been published, allow that 7 days to capture all the applications that hopefully that you'll receive once you post your ad. Also, next is select a short list from those applicants of say 4 to 5 or 3, 4, 5 people. Once you've had a look at those short lists, then again consult with the relevant manager to see or to review the candidates and make some sort of another short list based on that, where you might decide to interview 2 or 3 of those, and subsequently you arrange some meeting times, some interview times that's agreed to you or who's ever sitting on the interview panel. Often the relevant manager will be one of those interview panellees, and I'd also suggest somebody from HR or somebody who's got that expertise in conducting and managing an interview. Sometimes the manager does have those expertise and experience. Get agreement in terms of running the interview dates, conduct the interviews, and there's various tools and mechanisms you can use to conduct a good interview. We often hear the STAR or the STAR acronym for situation, task, action and result. So this is referred to as behavioural based interviewing, and it's seeking from the candidate examples of previous experiences they've had in similar situations. For example, if you were recruiting somebody that had significant contact with customers, then one of the questions you could ask is, can you tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult customer? The candidate will think for a moment how to respond to this, and if they are familiar with this STAR format, they'll come back with a response similar to this. Well, there was one situation when a customer rang extremely irate about a product they received. What I did is I calmly listened to them and asked them open-ended questions such as, when was it delivered? How was it not to your expectations? These open questions gave the customer opportunity to speak and to vent any frustrations or anger. After a period of time of carefully listening to the customer, they eventually calmed down and became far more easier to communicate with. Once we're in that position, we were able to come to an agreement how we could solve the problem and work together for a suitable outcome for not only the business but also the customer. And the result of that, or the outcome of that, was the customer was very satisfied with the service they received. They received a replacement product within a given time frame, and the customer ended up keep spending money with our business. which resulted in continuing revenue for the business. So it was a good outcome. So in that situation, if the candidate responded to that, you could hear, well, there was the situation, the customer complaining, the task and the action was the questions and the calmly listening, that was the action, and the result, the R, is, well, the customer kept buying from us and became a loyal customer. So the STAR, so situation, tasks, action and result, is one of the techniques that good interviewers use, amongst others as well. And there's lots available, and if you need any more, I'm more than happy to help. Also, once the interviews have been completed, again, consult with the relevant manager, make a decision on whether you're going to select one of the candidates or they haven't quite reached the requirements of the role. And subsequently, after that, you make contact with all the unsuccessful candidates that applied for the position, in writing ideally, and indeed make contact with the successful candidate if there was one, offering them the position and of a start date and pay rate, etc., which would have been discussed during the interview process. So thanks for your participation today, and I'll look forward to catching up with you next time. My name's been Kevin Egan.